Now, with both Favreau and Filoni working on The Mandalorian Season 3 and Season 4 at the same exact time, they also have a lot of work that's being poured into the Ahsoka series, as well as both The Bad Batch Season 2 and Tales of the Jedi. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, of course, there's a lot of projects that are being worked on at the same exact time between Favreau and Filoni. They really are dedicating their lives to bringing Star Wars back in action. And that's the one major thing that a lot of fans appreciate, is the fact that Favreau and Filoni really are, and I mean seriously, like literally here, are dedicating their lives to bringing Star Wars around, to bring it on a better path. I mean, this is a very tough job for them, because they're not just working on one Star Wars show, they are working on several at the same exact time in different phases of production, mind you. And that brings us, of course, to what's going on right now with Disney and, of course, the Disney executives and how they're really handling the future of Star Wars as a whole. And so far, so good, at least everything that's coming after the Kenobi TV series. You know, I think that a lot of fans are looking forward to Mando Season 3, the Ahsoka series, after what they saw with the leaked footage. Everything is looking, you know, brighter and better in comparison to what we got with, of course, the KENENDY projects per se. So, moving forward from all of this, alright, Chapek had some very exciting things to address about George Lucas and an announcement by him involving the future of the Star Wars universe, and specifically what they have planned for this next phase, if you will, of Star Wars TV shows and Star Wars projects in general. So, on top of this, with George Lucas involved in multiple new Star Wars TV shows now with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to enhance the Star Wars experience, new creators are also coming on board that will work closely with Favreau and Filoni to bring Star Wars back to George's vision. However, recently Lucas made a very special announcement to fans that was handled by Disney CEO Bob Chapek. Bob Chapek went on to say the following to fans: "I am here on behalf of George Lucas to something special that he wanted to address to the community out there and to those that have supported this franchise for over 40 years. Lucas wanted to inform fans to say the following: I have been watching over what Mr. Favreau and Filoni are putting together with these new installments that are based on what I created many years ago. I can most certainly promise that for fans, that they are going to be very satisfied with what John, Dave, and myself are putting together and have been for the past year or so. We are looking back to Star Wars Legends stories and its major characters that we are going to work with in this new vision of our, of course, both heroes and villains alike, that will return, and even some adventures that will be retold from Legends. It truly has been a great opportunity to watch this build and to also be a part of it all with John and Dave. All I have to say is to Bob, thank you for having me, and thank you for allowing our vision to begin to touch people's lives. We are taking all the source material that we can get from Legends to tell these new stories that we will all be announcing by this fall and also by this spring that will really set up our plans." Now, let me just pause here for a second before we get on to the next thing. Now, obviously, Legends is going to be a very big influence now on all of the new Star Wars TV shows, and that's basically Lucasfilm's endgame. Alright, that's John, George, and Dave's plan to really make sure that the upcoming Star Wars material is going to be very, very rich. It's going to be very much embedded from Star Wars Legends and really taking a lot from those stories. In case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, for those of you that are new to all this, Star Wars Legends was basically all of the material before Disney took over Star Wars back in 2012. And there's a lot in there. I mean, there is a library's worth of Star Wars books, novels, comics, and video games that they can draw from, and that's exactly what they are going to be doing now in these new Star Wars TV shows. And they don't mean in a subtle way, they don't mean in a vague way or a hidden way. They are making these into like main new stories that are really going to take elements from and really place them into existing Star Wars TV shows. And that, to me, I think is very exciting. Now, obviously, you know, Favreau and Filoni are doing their thing with Lucas, meanwhile Kathleen Kennedy is doing her thing with The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, which I've said this time and time again. I don't believe that those two shows are going to be successful, but who am I to say, right? I have yet to have seen a shred of footage of The Acolyte yet because, well, nothing's been filmed. And Skeleton Crew, obviously that's one prime example because that's going to be a very tight, small-scale TV show that's not really filming in a lot of exterior shots. It's completely housed in a studio for now. So, moving forward from all of this, alright, this is where things begin to pick up quite a bit, is that separate, alright, by, of course, from what George had told Chapek to tell fans, this all alludes to big Legends characters that are set to return in Mando 4 and in other Star Wars TV shows like Mara Jade, Kyle Katarn, Prince Shizor, and a ton more that will return in the Star Wars canon material for fans. Lucas is set to join the stage at D23 this year, with John and Dave to make some other big, exciting announcements as well for the fans around the globe that they can look forward to. One big plan being put together by both Favreau and Filoni is set to revive the story of the new Jedi Order and even Shadows of the Empire as well, that will play a big role in the storytelling for Star Wars Ahsoka, Mando Season 4, and other shows that will be unveiled at D23. Characters such as Ben Skywalker will also be made canon, who was the son of Luke in Legends. However, it will be getting a brand new name this time around, to avoid confusion with Ben Solo, who is going to stay in the Star Wars canon, since he is still in the Star Wars main movies. Lucas, involved in the revival of Star Wars Legends, is said to have been a big plan that was made by Disney executives over 1 year ago to ensure that Star Wars can actually have endless possibilities for the fandom. So here's the big deal about this, alright? Obviously a lot of fans are very excited about everything related to the continuation of Star Wars Legends, and basically what Lucas told the fans here, to Chapek for him to say on his behalf, everything related to this is that they are taking the highlights from Legends, and then we've been talking about this for a very long time here, and now it is actually moving forward. It's actually putting, itself into place and going into actual development. Things are really happening, and I think that at the end of the day, we had a couple of mishaps here and there. I mean, I know that the Kenobi series, given that Kathleen Kennedy had a hand in it all, really messed things up, and moving forward, a lot of fans now are relying on shows like Andor, Mando Season 3, the Ahsoka series, and some of the animated material to come as well. So, with that being said, we already know that also George Lucas has a lot of unapproved Legends material that he will also be introducing in the Star Wars canon. So in case you guys did not know, there was a lot of unapproved Star Wars stories back in the day that George Lucas shot down that he now wants to use for new stories to be told that aren't necessarily new per se, officially speaking, but they were denied or rejected over 30 years ago. So overall, this is a very big deal. A lot of Star Wars fans are getting very excited about this, and Bob Chapek, I think, is doing a decent job by allowing Favreau and Filoni and Lucas to do as they please with all these new Star Wars TV shows moving forward. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Hope you guys enjoyed the content for today, and if you did, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.